Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sledgehammers in the Office podcast, where we celebrate the heavy hitters on the job site and in the office. We've got several guests lined up for the next couple weeks in what we're calling the next generation in the trades. And to kick it all off, we have Samuel Herrera with Drywall Matters. So welcome to the show.
I'm happy to be here, bro. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Want to jump in like we do with all our guests as far as what's your previous work experience and then what you're doing currently, and then if you can just give us some details on all of that.
All right. Well, the previous work experience, bro, is I've had a lot. I started working when I was young with my dad, and I've honestly done tile, carpet, body work, a bunch of stuff, and it was basically more like remodels as well, and I liked it. I liked the work since the beginning, and I got more into drywall. For some reason, I didn't mess with anything else but the drywall. So I started just doing drywall. I started off, at the bottom, just like being the little helper, picking up all the trash and everything. And from then, we started doing new homes. Like I learned how to run the box. I learned how to do bazookas. I learned pretty much everything that I needed to learn to be able to do what I do. So the person that taught me, we were best friends. We were really good friends, and he didn't appreciate it. So I had to, step back from that because I wasn't being appreciated. So I stepped back from it, then I started my own company. And once I started the company, it was just strictly drywall. Just nothing else, just drywall. And then excuse me, my stomach.
That Red Bull's kicking.
No, it's kicking in. It's good. But I got referred to a big company. And when I got referred to that company, my company actually bloomed. Because I started with one contractor, and then I got the company. And once I got that company, I started, posting videos, doing everything that I do. And from then on, it just bloomed, bro. Like, I've had a bunch of work since then.
Yeah. And what year did you start the business?
Last year.
24?
24.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
in
awesome.
1 year. 23, like late 23.
Okay.
Late 23, but I say it's a year. Since I did, I'm going on 2. And it's going really good.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then you mentioned that started with the one contractor and then went from there. And then for people that don't know, obviously you post a lot on Instagram with stories, posts, stuff like that. Have you seen a lot of new business come from that?
I actually have. A lot of business comes from that because I posted before and after, and I posted what I'm doing, while I'm doing it, and everybody likes it. You get them hearts. Everybody likes them good comments. But aside from that, it's just it's like a whole different market. That media, it just gets you so much more work, bro.
Yeah.
And then people, you'll watch the video, right, and they'll see it, but then when they comment it, go do it in person, it's better because you're seeing it right then and there.
Yep.
And then from then on, it's a hook, bro. You got them.
Yeah. Nice. Do you have a way that you reach out to some of the builders or the different clients besides just saying, hey, we're going to post straight to social media?
I follow them. First, I follow them and I send them a message. I'll be like, if you're in need of any drywall work, let me know. Or just watch my stories. If you can watch my stories, you'll see what I do. And doing that, they heart the message back. They'll be like, all right, we'll keep you in touch, this and that. And then I just start seeing the little hearts. And then honestly, last month, I've had 4 businesses reach out to me, companies that they're like, hey, we would want to, get a bid. Can we get a bid? And obviously I say, yeah, I've been giving bids at 12, p.m. late, bro. I've been searching everything up and then sending them. And it's what you gotta do, bro.
Yeah.
You want that work, you gotta put work in.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you're putting together your bids, how do you go with pricing? Do you try and do almost like a square footage, or do you do figuring it out by the day or day per person type thing? Or Do you have a calculation that you go off of?
Excuse me. I go by sheets. Like when it's bigger jobs, like let's say 60 or more sheets, it's by sheet. But when it's less, you can't do by sheet because it comes out too little.
Yep.
And it's not worth it. So basically, what I do is I do by sheets and then I double it, just to make it to make it worth it. All the time I say all the time I get it because it's a little bit of work, but it needs to be done. And they want it fast.
Yep.
So if you want all that plus good work, you gotta pay that quality price. And yeah, well that's yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to do it. It's just always interesting to me where some, like for trim guys, they've got linear footage that they're going off of typically, and then flooring guys, you've got square footage, and everyone's just got their own way of kind of pricing things out. So I was just curious on that.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. They've asked me too, like, hey, why don't you do square footage? And I'm like, I don't work like that. I don't know. I mean, I went on the calculator and seen how much it would be per square footage, and it comes out to it. But I'm like, nah, I'd just rather, I don't want to go through, put them on the numbers, checking everything out. I just go walk the job and count the sheets,
The GC I used to work for, he taught me when he would get baseboard, he would count it by sticks of baseboard. So it's a 16-foot stick. So he'd walk through a room, and so he'd be able to look at like a room like this and go, all right, 1, 2, 3, it's going to be just under 4. And then you've got some that would extend into there, and then he just picks up his count throughout the house. So he goes through, it's this many sticks, and then if you're charging by the foot, you just multiply it out, this many sticks times 16, and then just go from there. So it's funny, but...
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that one. That's good.
Yeah. So in terms of getting trained for, and we'll stick with drywall specifically, how long do you feel like it took you to get up and running from I know nothing to being proficient at drywall? And then as you bring guys on, how long does it take you to bring someone from that starting point to they're able to be an asset for you on the team?
Well, it took me 3 to 4 years, bro, to learn everything, to walk on stilts, all 3 pairs, the shorties, the medium ones, and the tall ones. And then it's...
Real quickly on that. Yeah, I see the guys doing that and never tried it. Is that like a skill you have to learn?
Yeah.
And how many times do you see guys just fall over?
If you start off with the little ones, when you're starting off, guys, you basically have them walking in hallways to, get some balance because you don't want them to fall. Yeah. But I've seen one fall because he said, oh, I can get on them. And he had never got on them before. So he got on the tallest ones, and he was mid-sailing, and he was clean tape, And then you see one of his legs go, and the other one go, and he just went. He twirled like a ballerina, bro. It's messed up, but it was funny, but it wasn't funny,
Yeah.
But well, that happened. But back to the question we said, how long it takes.
Yeah.
It'll take 4 years. It took me 4 years because I learned how to hang the drywall. I learned how to count sheets, how to price. I learned how to run the boxes, how to do the metals, basically everything that had regards to drywall. Not just, I'm going to go hang a sheet and put screws, boom, done. Right. Or I'm going to just go tape it, boom, done. Or texture it, boom, done. I learned how to do everything.
Yep.
So when I learned everything, back to the beginning, I wasn't appreciated, you feel me? So I had to leave. But it took me 4 years. And then when I brought on another guy, it took me 2 years to train him because I taught him all the tricks, all the tips, everything that I wanted them to tell me that I had to learn myself. I let them know, like, hey, you could do it this way, and it'll be much faster, much easier, and everything. And they listened to me, and honestly, it's like if I see a little version of myself right now, like working with me, and it feels good.
Yeah.
Like, one guy, he's like, we're in sync. Like, I'll be in one room, he'll be in another, and we're doing the exact same thing because I taught him how to do it. So by the time, like, I come out to see what is, like, progress-wise, it's almost the same as what I did. So I like that.
That's awesome.
But it takes me 2 years to teach them because I'm I'm always there with them. I don't just, leave them.
Yep.
And me, what they would do is they would leave me, and I had to do a job, and then it'd be like, I'd struggle, like, I can't, like, I gotta get this done. I got to the point where I didn't want to do it no more, bro, because they would just leave me, and I'd see that I do all the work, but I didn't get what I was worth. So at that point, I just said, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. It's interesting. It seems like there's a book called The E-Myth Revisited, and they talk essentially about, and you and I have very similar things where it's like they call it the technician, the guy who's doing the work gets very proficient at what they're doing, and then they start looking around going, wait a minute, why do I need everyone else here? Because obviously, like, I'm the one who's performing everything, and then it's go get the LLC, get everything set up, and it's like, hey, I'm now a part of the I'm now in business.
Yeah. No, yeah, it was like that, bro. Like, honestly, like, everybody told me, like, hey, start your own business. They would tell me, like, start your business. You have the potential, just do it. And I was like, I don't know. So I kept thinking about it, and then, like, I did it when I knew that I perfected the trade. When it was like, I can still get better, is when my workers tell me. But it's like, bro, I'm already good. I can't get better. I'm at the peak. What I could do is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But what did you ask me?
I was just talking about how you go, like, we went from being the technician part to running our own thing, because it's at a certain point you become proficient enough and you realize, oh, I'm the guy that's...
Oh, yeah. Like, we basically don't need them. So
Yeah.
we don't need them, so we could do it ourselves.
Which, on the flip side of that coin, have you ever had times where you're like, I see why there's a little bit more infrastructure around some of these companies in terms of someone taking care of sales and someone taking care of like getting new jobs or taking care of the bookkeeping on the back end, stuff like that?
Yeah, I see why they have a bunch of those. I see it, bro. Because right now I'm doing all of it to where, okay, I gotta go give bids, I gotta send invoices, I gotta go look at jobs, I gotta make sure that I have jobs, I gotta work. It's just, it feels good. It's a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
But if you have, let's say, like a plan, like how I do drywall, like stages.
Yep.
If you have a plan like that set up, it's easy. Because, like, you can set up 3 to 4 days to work, and then I like to do invoices when I get home after work, and then I'll schedule out one day to go look at jobs, but I'll leave my guys working on one job to where I can come back to that job and keep working.
Yeah.
So I don't lose any time.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it. I had to do something similar because we had our kid 6 months ago, and my wife was off for 3 months, and then when she went back to work, we were having, like, grandparents watch him while we were both working, and then realized, it might be helpful if I had a day where I watched the kid, and then I could get all my invoices done, get estimates prepped, and, like, getting that dedicated, I need to run around day. Because just being like, hey, I'm going to be in the field 6 days a week, it's like, you're not selling anything in front of yourself, and you're not taking care of any of the bookkeeping that you need to for the stuff that you just did. So it's like, all right, it's not just all production and it's annoying, because that's what we're good at. So
yeah, exactly, bro.
Cool. Oh, do you have anything with guys when they're getting started with drywall that you're like, this is unique to how I do things, in terms of getting guys up and running, or little tricks that you use?
To carry their belts at all times with them when we're hanging. Because I don't not like, hey, go back to the truck, go get your gun, go back to the truck, go get a knife, go get your written out. Put your belts on, put your guns in, put everything that you need or stuff that you think you might need, so you don't got to waste time going back.
Yeah.
It'll save you, it'll save you from walking to the truck, walking back, and just have everything,
Yeah.
and around you. Like, one of my guys, I told him, hey, we're doing some patchwork. Let's go do it. He just started with us. And he came in just with his drill and, like, a little handful of nails, the screws. And I was like, bro, go put your belts on. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3 patches. you know, but put your belt on. It's much easier. You don't have to put screws in your pocket. You don't have to put measure tape in your pocket. You know, clip it. You have everything. So when you're done hanging it, just take off the belt, put it back, and you're good. You waste no time.
Yep.
And that's the main one.
Yeah.
Down right there. But the next one is how you hold the spatula. Because most guys will grab it like this, but you gotta have your finger, bro. You gotta train this finger right here. Got to have so much strength. You gotta be able to curl like that. Yeah, but it's just this. You move it around, and some guys like to put 2 fingers, like grab it and put their 2 fingers, but you can't. It's not right. It's too much pressure towards the middle, to where it just splats out the edges, and you don't want that.
Interesting.
And then when they're doing a patch, I also tell them, hey, these edges or whatever we're doing, it has to be flattened out. Meaning you gotta, you know, scrape it, but it's not like I don't know how to explain it. It's like not having a lot of edges on the edge on the.
You don't want your mud too thick on the edges?
Mud too thick on the edges. There you go. You don't want too thick on the edges, so just do like a quick swipe around it. So you don't have no edges, and then, you know, with the bigger spatula, just come in and, you know, give it one coat, just a quick sweep. So where it eliminates the ridges. It eliminates the ridges. You don't have nothing, like you can't see the patch no more.
Yeah.
And then you gotta come back, you know, sponge it, make sure that the patch is completely gone.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you walk into a house and you see somebody did a patch, you can tell, bro.
Yep. It's just staring at you. It's a nice little square on the wall.
Nice little square. And on top of that, it's like, it pops out. It's like, is this some decoration we got up here? Or what is it?
Yeah. You can start seeing all the old fixtures that someone had. Oh, you had an electrical box there. You had...
Yeah. Exactly, bro.
Yeah. That's awesome. One of the things that I did... just because I don't do drywall that often, but usually at the end of the projects, if we've got some kind of touch up that it doesn't make sense to be like, hey, call the drywaller out here just for this like one single thing. It's like, all right, we'll just do it. But with hot mud, I took 2 measuring cups and figured out the ratio of powder to water to get it consistent every time. And I loved it just because I could take someone who is brand new and say, hey, you don't need to guess. You don't need to do powder, water, and then by the end of it, you've got this super full pan. It's like, no, just follow this ratio, and you'll be perfect from day one.
Hey.
Yeah.
Mine's a little different. I don't have a ratio for hot mud. It's more like, okay, I kind of do have one. It's a sponge of water for the sponge, and then you get your mud and you go on top of it and make sure that it's covered. Like, not too little, but not too much. You don't know because it sinks. You know?
Yep.
And if it's too much water, you know, mix it, that excessive water, throw it in a box of mud. Keep mixing it, and you have a good consistency. And what I like to do is, with the hot mud, to make it, okay, because there's a difference between hot mud and regular mud. Regular mud carries glue, hot mud is no glue. So what I do is I mix the hot mud and then throw in a scoop of regular and mix it together. Therefore, you get more work time, more area that you can cover, and the same dry speed.
Interesting.
And it's better also because it carries glue, the regular mud, so it basically glues it all together. Like, it comes together.
Yeah. So you get a nicer finish on it, and it holds better.
Nicer finish, yeah.
Interesting. I never even thought about doing that.
And there's a trick to it too. Like, when you do some patches, if you don't mix your hot mud right, you get little clumps.
Yep.
Those little clumps mess up. It messes up the finishing because you have to have a perfect first coat. If you have a perfect first coat, you will not struggle for your second or third or fourth or how many you ever put, you know, but you will not struggle. It's so much easier.
That's interesting. Yeah. I stopped mixing the hot mud with a knife, and I got the adapter for the drill, so now I just run that through there just to make sure I didn't have any of the clumps in there, because I was starting to get tired of having that and then just being like, son of a gun, like, how do I get rid of these guys?
No, yeah, me, I don't let my guys use that because I want them to learn with a knife.
Yeah.
You know? I can do it. They'll be like, hey, why don't you just buy us one? And I'm like, no, bro, when you get good enough to mix it as fast as me, I'll buy you one. You know, because you'll be able to do it if you don't have it.
And you won't need it.
And you won't need it, yeah. Like, if you need it and you want to, you know, be a little faster, whatever. You know, it's cool, but it's better if you don't use it and you mix it just real quick. Because I can, like the 5 minute hot muds, I can mix it in 30 seconds. They can't yet, so they gotta do like a minute, minute and a half, and that extra minute and a half, bro, is
long for 5 minutes.
It's a long time. So like, I remember one time I told one of my guys, I was like, "Hey, make me a hot mud." So he made it to me. Once I stuck my spatula in there, it was hard, bro. And I was like, bro, come on. And he seen that I got mad because I don't like to waste material. I rarely waste it because I know how much I need, so I rarely waste it. And I was like, "Hey, bro, you gotta eat this, man." I was like, "I ain't throwing this away." And he was like, "Nah." And I was like, "Bro, I'm just messing with you, bro." So I was like, "You're gonna clean it out, though. Like, you gotta clean it, not me." So he cleaned it out, and then I watched him make another one. So when I watched them, I was like, "Hey, bro, like, instead of adding powder, take out water." So he took out water instead, and he mixed it much faster and made it, better.
Yeah. It's those little tricks that save the time and just increase that production so much.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things, when we first met each other, I was really impressed by, like, the way you show up today for the podcast. You're wearing a polo, like, that's how you showed up to the job site. And I had stuff all prepped on the floor, and you're like, "Dude, we would take care of that." And sure enough, like, on other projects, you've got stuff prepped, it's nice and clean. Like, there's a difference between you and a lot of other drywallers out there in terms of the way that you show up to a job, the way that you clean up, and then I'd say even in the communication with me or like with the customer. Where did you pick that up? Was that something that you observed from someone else? Is that something where you're like, I see that a lot of guys aren't doing this here, and you wanted to set yourself apart? Was it natural? Like, where did that come from?
Honestly, bro, I think it originated from my mom, because my mom always told me, be clean. You don't have a dirty house, be clean. Always be clean, no matter what. So, like, let's say I work outside. Oh, I made a bunch of dirt. Let's sweep up the patio or whatever, and it's clean. Like, I don't like seeing a mess. It's just what it is, bro.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing a mess, and I got that from my mom. And then the talkiness and the communication and everything, that's just been natural since the beginning, bro. Ever since I was little, I love to talk. But it's just, and what sets me aside from other drivers is, like, I see them, like, if you look at my work and you see somebody else's work, mine are straight lines, straight patches, square patches. Mm-hmm. If you see somebody else, it looks like a big old blob on the wall. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a circle, it's an L, it looks ugly, And I like to show, like, it looks good right now. Imagine when it's done. You feel me? It's gonna look a lot better.
Yep.
And some guys don't see that. Like, they'll be like, blah, 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 and they're just in it for the day, basically. Yep. Just trying to make the day. And not me, bro. Me, I'm more like it needs to be perfect. I like it perfect. I wouldn't want this in my house. Yep. I would want this in my house. Yep. I'm gonna give the same quality, same everything as I would for my house, because that's how it has to be, bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's yeah, bro.
I think it sets you apart from a lot of other people. Like, for me, it was a huge selling point very quickly, just because it's then, like, you've got the stereotypical guy who he's showing up, he's got drywall mud all over his jeans, he's got it all over his shirt. He looks like he just rolled out of bed. It's a mess. And then at the end of the day, usually I'm getting the call like, "Hey, like, they got it done, but it's a mess in here." And it's like, "All right, like, I'll come clean it up." And part of it is the general contractor's responsibility, but it's a huge difference. And I think it's a huge selling point a lot of times for GCs when it's like, when I have a trade that gives me minimal to no headache, I'm like, yeah, you're coming back every time, because it makes my life easier. It makes my project easier. The customer looks at me different, and which then it's like looks at the entire team differently. So it's I appreciate it. It's just
yeah. I feel you on that part, bro.
No.
And then, like, other guys, they come in, I learned it doesn't look professional if everybody comes in everything different. You feel me? Like one guy a blue shirt, one guy a red shirt, one guy a white shirt, and then some basketball shorts.
Yep.
In my eyes, it never looked professional.
Yep.
So when I started the company, the first thing I did was work shirts.
Yep.
Uniform.
Yep.
Everybody that works for me.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying them, and I had a different shirt than these, but they were still polos. But I didn't really mess with them. It was just like the prototype. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we switched up. I switched up, made a new logo, got all the shirts from Nike, and it looks really good. You feel me? And then let's say I have a crew, like me and somebody else. We both go look at a job. All my guys are with uniform, jeans, and everything. You got another crew, all dirty or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You see the nice truck. It's a clean, nice truck. Mm-hmm. It's not dirty. And then somebody else pulls up in an old truck, beat up with mud everywhere. Like, in your eyes, who are you gonna choose? Are you gonna choose a professional one, or are you gonna choose the one that looks like he can do it?
Yep.
It's just, what is it called? You told me appearance. Appearance is really good.
Which
really good appearance.
I think too, on when we're selling to customers and when they do care about that, that says a lot about the customer as well, because they care about the quality. So they're not just looking for the cheapest, get in, get out. So they're looking for more of that relationship. They're looking for more of that. They're looking for more of a customer service, that they're paying attention to those things. And I've found that usually those customers are the easiest to work with, because they're not the ones that are scanning every single thing on an estimate to be like, wait, why is this in here? Or is it really this much money? And it's like, it's for the other people, it's like, no, we might have a premium that is because of the whole package that from appearance to customer service to production, all combined, rather than just what was the bottom line number at the end.
Mm-hmm.
No,
yeah. And then the ones that are looking like, oh, it's too much, I'll just get somebody else. Them are usually the ones that call you back to come fix somebody else's stuff. And when they call you back, you're either charging the same amount or double. Because that's what I did. Like, hey, you could have gone with me. You chose to go cheaper. Now you're paying double. Like, I'm sorry. But I could do it for you, but, it's going to be double. Most of the time, they're like, yeah, just get it done. And I was like, all right. And then sometimes I feel a little bad, so I give a little discount out there. Like, you know what? They effed you over. Let's, I'll deduct a little bit, a win-win.
Yep.
And then they get happy, and then, boom, there comes the good communication.
Yep.
A referral.
Yep. That's a good way to do it, too. Even just saying, like, start high and then, like, that's it. That's a good way to do that. I like that. Yeah. So when you started, how long was it just you rolling by yourself?
Like 2 months.
2 months?
Took me 2 months by myself, and then my other guy, he's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
He's my younger brother. So he was working at a tire shop, and he was like, I don't want to work here no more. And I was like, would you be willing to learn something new? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. Just come with me tomorrow. And ever since then, he never left my side. And he's been with me every day. And it's great, bro. It's honestly great. And on top of that, he's my brother. So it feels like we're almost, I don't know, like in sync. Like I make him think how I think.
Yep.
And he sees things how I see it.
Yep.
So if we go to job site, me and him, and he sees we could do something a little better and faster, a different way than what I'm telling him, he'll be like, hey, bro, we could do it like this, and then this, and we can actually leave faster and go to a different job. So I'm like, think about it, like, you're right, bro. So we do it his way, and
that's really cool.
It ends up being, I take it into consideration. It's just not always my way or the highway. It's like, give me your point of view, and then I'll see, and we'll try it out.
Yeah, it has to make sense, and it has to be the most effective.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. When you brought him on, did you take into consideration the amount of jobs that you had at the time, or was it more just like, hey, dude, let's go? Like, we're gonna jump out the plane door and we'll build the parachute on the way down.
Yeah, basically. I had one contractor, and that contractor referred me. And ever since then, that contractor he still talks to me. This is the one I told you that I was framing his house. That's him.
Yeah. Yep.
That's, my first one ever. And he actually gave me a house to skim, and it was just skimming it, drywall, and everything. So me and my brother, like it was his first time, so I was teaching him. Like I bought him his belts, the guns, the rotors, the knives, the 24-inch blades, everything that I need for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I also got it for him, just so it's like, hey, you don't got it, like you can't help me, like nah, it's right there.
Yep.
You can help.
Yep.
Me. You know, I don't care if you mess it up or whatever, but just take just take into consideration, you're the one that's sanding. So if you leave ridges, that's on you, bro. Like you got to sand it. And ever since then, since he knew that he had to sand, and he paid attention and he made his life easier. Like he made his work easier for himself.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody want to sand. You don't want to sand. No, you don't.
I would rather put it on and be like, someone else sand this. I don't even want to touch it.
Right. He soon realized, like, cause the first one he did, he said, yeah, this is it's a lot of work in your hands because you don't have the muscles yet for it. Because drywall requires different muscles that you don't use, bro.
Yep.
Like you have to use those muscles. Like picking up a sheet like this requires a lot of form.
Yep.
And me, I could pick it up with one hand.
Yep.
Or, you know, it's because I already learned it.
Yep.
And to pick it up over your head, and always carrying something on your left hand. So this left hand holds your tray all day long. So you got to get that conditioning.
And especially when you're first starting, your hands locking up by the end of the day, and you're just like, all right, we need to.
You're going home like this with your hand. It's like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, and then let's go to what's the goal? I guess like we're still early on with the drywall company, but what's your goal with the company? Is it to grow it into having multiple crews? Is it to kind of stay small and just have a bunch of killers with you on the crew? Or as you've kind of looked at, like things are picking up, where do you want to steer the ship?
Honestly, the way I want to do it right now, which is I already have a little plan set in motion to where I have a couple crews already, and they're only 5-star crews. My guys that work with me are going to be 5-star guys, meaning 5-star crews. That's 2 extra crews that I know that I'll have. You feel me? So I'll have one of me in each crew.
Yep.
So those guys will teach newer guys, and I only hire younger guys when they start because I want to mold them in how I want them. You know, if I get somebody older, like 40, 30, they already have it in their head how they work.
Yep.
So they're not gonna listen.
Yep.
Like it's really complicated, and I had to let some of those go because they wouldn't listen. And I'm young, but I'm your boss. You still gotta listen.
Yep.
And honestly, I was thinking just keep the company and going, make it bigger, expand more, and get more crews, get more guys. You feel me? And honestly, it's gonna be good because then I'll be able to take on more work than I already do, instead of because right now I do at least 3 jobs myself a day with my guys, but then I have other crews outside of us that are doing other jobs the same days. So I want to be able to at least double or triple that to be able to have, more money for the most part, and then more free time. I'll be able to have more free time than I do right now because I'll have the guys working and me, I'll just get leads. And then I'll probably step back a little bit, but I'll still work, if I have to.
Yeah.
Like there's some contractors like yourself that I would still show up to your jobs because your job has to be prestige, has to be excellent. So I have to be there. And well, yeah, it has to look good. Like that's the way I want to do it, bro. I just want to build like a company that's mainly just drywall, nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else. If something else comes along the way, maybe when my son reaches a certain age, have him work with me, and he can take over, and I'll start a different business doing something else. That'll be his little cushion that he can rely on.
That's a good way to do it. When a lot of people complain about people in the trades are so hard to find nowadays. So when you were getting the other crews and they were already out there, what did you look for, or even where did you start with finding those guys? Was it that you had met them in previous experience on different jobs, or was that something that you had to go look for?
Okay, so that's a good question, and I have a good answer for that one. So when I was working with the guy that taught me, I actually I found and met a lot of people because I worked with him for. I learned the trade in 4 years, but I was with him for 8. So, that 4 year I always be appreciated. That's what made me like. But, I met a lot of people, and he had a lot of friends, and all his friends seen all the potential in me. So I would talk to everybody, and all his friends and everybody else, they were all drywallers. Everybody was a drywaller. So I would call, like when I first started and I started picking more work, I would call and be like, hey bro, you trying to do some work for me? And then some would say yes, some would say no, some would say I can't because, it's you and your friend. Like I can't choose. And I was like, it's good with me. It's totally understandable. It's fine. So that went on, and I brought along like 6 crews with me. I didn't take them because they didn't work for him. They were just friends, And I brought along like 6 crews, and some did good, some were not at my, like I didn't like how they did some stuff. Cause one time I sent one crew to go do a house, to tape it, to tape it with the bazooka box, and that was everything. And I had specifically told them, don't use the 8-inch box, use the 10 and the 12. They used the 8 and the 10. So when they painted it, you seen all the humps and all the joints everywhere. Yeah. So then I took them back, and I told them, look, bro, look at all of this. And I told you what not to do. And if they don't pay me on this job, bro, and I have to come fix it, it's gonna come out of your pocket. And he was like, no, we'll fix it, this and that. And I was like, I was just letting you know right now, either it gets fixed or I fix it. And it has to be when I need it fixed, not when you can go. And he didn't end up going because he was busy. So I backcharged him. I hadn't paid him yet because I knew it was going to happen. So I backcharged him. I told him, so I ran the box on the whole house, the 12-inch, and then I touched it up and had to retexture everything. And it looked how I wanted it to look. Like, that's the one thing I look for, is to listen to what I say, because I know what's going to happen. I've seen it plenty of times. And that's the main thing I look for, but just listen to me. That's all you got to do, just listen. Yeah. I'm not going to scold you. I rarely, talk BS. I play around a lot, but I rarely talk crap. Yeah. And it's just, that's the main thing, bro, just listening.
The standard's the standard, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Just listen to what I say and go by it.
Yeah. And then I know you mentioned it earlier, but have you had any issues with guys looking at you being like, you're a young kid and I've been doing this for a long time, and being friction with those kind of interactions?
Oh, yeah. It happened like a couple times because I'll tell you one, he went out to a job, and then I told him, do these patches a certain way. And he's like, you're the boss, what do you know? And I was like, all right. I don't know nothing. Okay, I don't know nothing. I'm just the boss, just to be a boss, I guess. And then he's like, yeah, well, you just give work out probably. And I was like, you know what, bro? Let's go, me and you right here. We'll do some patchwork. I'll show you what I can do. And he seen me start working. He didn't think I could do it. And I was doing some patches. I finished the whole room, like 2-3 rooms, and he was still in the living room. So I went out there and I was like, bro, this is what you want me to help you for? I'm not here to do your job for you. Like, come back here and look what I did, and then look what you did. And then, tell me again what you told me. And then he came back here, he looked, and I was like, he's like, you really know what you're doing? And I was like, yeah, bro, because I'm the boss. I'm not just the boss to be a boss. And he's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for, talking BS. And I was like, no, bro, it's cool. I understand. Like, I'm young. You're older. You're older cat. You probably think you have more authority than I do. But if I'm the boss, it shouldn't matter how old I am. I have the title of the boss, so you just have to listen and respect. That's it. So I had to get rid of him because it was still friction just because of the age.
Yeah.
So I didn't want him no more.
Yeah.
That's too much.
I'm excited to fast forward 10 years just to where we stop having those conversations with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
No, yeah, bro.
yeah, closing in on 40 and then just no one's looking at you like, you're the young kid. Like, by that time, they're going to be the grandpa on the job site.
No, yeah, bro.
Yeah. Awesome. What do you enjoy doing outside of work?
I like going to a club. I like going to a club because I work every day, bro. So just like if I go to the club, it's like so relieving. Like it's just you're at the club, you're drinking, you're having fun, you're with your friends, and that's like once every full moon, bro. Like maybe once a month because I be so busy. And my girl, she likes to go hiking. I hate going outside, bro. I hate it. I do not like being outside at all. I'd rather watch a movie. I'd rather go out to do an activity, inside, like the go-karts.
Yeah.
Go-karts. Go right there to Mavericks. Go to the one in Towson, the game or something. It's like a bunch of indoor stuff that you'll have fun. I don't like outside. It's even if it's cold, bro, I do not like it. I don't like being outside.
That's hilarious.
Mainly just, inside stuff. I like playing. And then I love playing video games. I love it. It's like, because all my friends play video games, and I've always loved video games since I was young. So I play on the PC and with the homies. That's what I like to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I get home sometimes and I hop on the game because everybody's like, hey, get on. So I hop on the game. But what I don't like is hop on the game. I lose track of time. And by the time I know, it's 1 a.m. And I'm like, no.
It's real hard to wake up that next day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I could get up. Only because I have to take my son to school in the mornings. So he wakes me up and be like, Dad, we're going to be late. And I'm like, what time is it? It's like 7:40. Oh, let's go, bro. Let's go. He's already ready, just waiting for me.
That's a responsible kid right there.
Because he likes to play. He likes to play before school. Like his little pre-recess, he likes it with his friends. Like one time I took him late. I took him late like 3 times in 1 week. And he's like, Dad, I don't like being late. I don't like being late, Dad. I like to play in the morning. And I'm like, all right, bro, all right. Services in, I don't take him late because he likes to be early.
That's a cool way to teach kids to be on time, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very interesting. I didn't even think about that. That's a cool way to do that. So, awesome. All right. Anything else we got to cover?
I don't know. I like the bottom questions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those bottom questions are good.
Cool. All right. We're going to wrap up with our rapid questions. What's the most impactful thing you've learned?
Impactful? Most impactful. Not everything is always about money.
What's your favorite movie?
There's 2. There's Wolf of Wall Street and Hercules. The Disney one. That was good. That's my favorite movie, bro. I would watch it. Because I don't know, there's good, like it shows you to be a good person, basically. Mm-hmm. And I've always liked it since I was little, so I watch it with my kids sometimes, like, hey, let's watch Hercules. Like, everybody knows it's my favorite movie. And like Wolf of Wall Street, I like that one because that one actually shows you, somebody started off small and they ended up getting a big old company. Have you seen Wolf of Wall Street?
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies right there. That was a good movie.
There's a lot of debauchery in it.
Yeah.
Your first character strength that comes to mind?
Character strength? What do you mean by that?
Like, it's when someone says, like, you have got good character, it's like, what are they saying? Like, it could be you have integrity, you could be that you're disciplined, it could be that you don't quit, you pay attention to the details. What about you, like, when someone describes you, Like as like if we were to say, all right, you're a character, and how would we describe that character?
I don't know, bro. I would say I'm just a good person. I'm a good person. I would say everything. All of it, all of the things you told me right now, everything.
Cool. What's the best gas station breakfast?
QT. There's two. QT, a Red Bull, and a donut, or or a Red Bull and a croissant, like the BLT croissants. And then you add turkey and ham. That's a good breakfast right there, bro. And it's only 600 calories. So
Starting off a third of your calories for the day means we've got lunch and dinner ahead of us.
yeah. And then I was looking the other day, and I was like, I could eat 3 of these sandwiches, and they fill me up for a couple hours. Like, it fills me up because it's a big old sandwich. It was like that big,
Yeah.
and it's good. You gotta put your little chipotle sauce in there, like don't put chipotle. That shit tastes so good, bro.
That's awesome. All right, where can people follow you or find what you're doing?
On Instagram is at Drywall Matters LLC. If you look it up, you'll find it right away. It'll have this logo, and it's pretty hard to miss because it's the only thing on the picture right there. And yeah, that's the only one on Instagram.
Cool. Awesome. Appreciate it.
No, it was good. I like being here, bro. It's like kickback. Like in the beginning, I was a little shy, bro, because of the camera. Like it made me like my hands were sweating. But right now, I'm more relaxed. I feel a little better talking, so I'm not as. I don't know if you could tell, but in the beginning, it was like we're like
A little stiff, and then we eased into it.
Yeah, eased into it. Like right now, I feel good. Just relax.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. And until next time, I hope your hammer stays accurate, your Wi-Fi fast, and your work blessed. See everybody.
Deuces.
Cool.